Hey everybody, and welcome to part 3 in this Jura Impressa restoration repair project. If you're first joining us, you could click on this link in the top right corner. We'll take you to a listing of all the videos. You could click on the link to the first video or whatever video you left off from and continue from there. In our last video, we removed the brew group, vacuumed it out, conducted a complete disassembly of the unit, inspecting all parts for wear, damage, or leakage, finding 2 causes of failure. Every part was soaked into degreaser, then it was scrubbed, then it was rinsed, then it was dried and inspected. This filter was impacted but cleaned. A new seal kit was used and assembly commenced with testing done at regular intervals. The entire unit was placed back together, bringing the brew group back to like new condition. In this video, we're going to disassemble, clean out, and reassemble the grinder, clean out all the internals, and reinstall the brew group. Let's get started. I want to quickly point out in the last video, when the brew group was deinstalled, an O-ring from this hose was left inside this 90-degree fitting. Starting with the grinder, the first piece we're going to remove is this plastic ring. 22. It is part number 22. I take note of the green calibration marks shown here. We're going to need them for later. This white ring holds in the plastic piece we want to remove, but rotating this anti-clockwise releases that ring. As we see here, it's no longer covered. I'll close it again just to show that all 3 of these pieces are held closed, and now they're released, 1, 2, and 3, allowing us to just lift this piece right off. As it comes up, we see the horror story that is this grinder. This is just the beginning of what we'll find in here. This is nasty. Nasty. Look at that. It did get past the O-ring, as we see, so we'll just put this out of the way. I'm going to be using the vacuum cleaner a lot on this grinder to remove anything that's not stuck to the unit. So we're just going to clean this out right quick. The small black cap in the center here pops right off. It covers the screw. So there it is. And it is just filled with like coffee bean oil or something in there. It's really dirty. That cap is annotated as part 23. We're using a T20 for this. This is the only time we use a T20. You really got to hold everything down tight. The screw's really on there. We're going to unscrew the screw. It's a long screw. And it comes out with this little plastic top as well. The 2 pieces, but they just come out together. And I marked those pieces together as 24. These are actually 2 separate pieces here, but time has glued them together. So I lift both of them up and out at the same time. Now I carefully remove these 3 springs and associated bearings. Don't drop this into the machine or onto the floor or anywhere else. The spring and bearings together is marked as 26. Everything inside here looks like it's in good condition. The felt is in good condition. So I give everything here just a quick vacuuming out. Take a look at this piece first before we separate it. See the debris that's accumulated. I'm going to pull this grinder right off. No problem at all. As we look at this piece, we realize that it's not black. It's just covered with this layer of soot from coffee beans over the years. It's just absolutely nasty. We'll put both of the pieces in our degreasing bowl, let them soak for a while. And it's scrubbed clean as new, though I'll caution, once it's separated, these little sleeves can fall right out. So it's important to take note. And it'll press right back in with no problem. But if you're not aware of it, you could lose one. But this is good. We can set this piece off to dry now. The grinder also sprayed with the cleaner and hit with the brush, cleaned right up with no issue at all. The next piece has 2 slots right here where I fit a flathead in, and I'm pushing down very gently. We could see some garbage falling out the bottom onto my hand as this plastic collar is pushed downward as I do this. Taking my time going back and forth so it's evenly pushed out. Again, it's lowered each time. Eventually, there'll be enough room that I could grab it as there is now, and I'll just grab it, move it back and forth, and pull this collar from here. I needn't remove anything else from here in order to clean it. I'm not replacing a grinder, but here's the 2 pieces. Again, in the bowl, sprayed, scrubbed, and washed. These clean up. Both pieces having come out perfectly clean. Here's that first piece, and then the second piece. We see 2 areas here with hooks, and the 2 holes here with nothing. It's those holes we're going to concentrate on with nothing. We turn it around, and it's where the flats are on the grinder, match with those holes. Now we set it up. We want to line this thing up. We push it in, just get it started. we want to make sure we look through that it's lined up before we push it in and commit ourselves, because if it's not lined up, we're going to have to remove it again, because as we push it up, it's got to make it and push all the way through and snap in like that. If it didn't line up, you have to start all over, push everything out, and try again. This is the most surprising part of the whole project, cleaning out that small tunnel between the grinder and the front of the grinder. Scrape out a little bit of coffee grinds and vacuum it up, right? Expecting probably there's a little more. So I'll go back with the brush and I'll brush it, right? Thinking that's more effective. And as I stick the brush in, I see even more coffee grinds come out. So I go, okay, there's more coffee grinds. Vacuum that up too. That should be it. So now I bend the brush and I check to see if there's any more. And a whole bunch more coffee grinds come out. And I'm wondering, where's this stuff hiding? Because you have to start wondering what percentage of this small tunnel between the grinder and the front of the grinder is blocked. Because I'm not even done yet. Because now I'm brushing more from this direction and even more coffee grinds are coming out. So now I think I'm done. So I'm just scrubbing the inside of the unit to get that little halo that formed. And I'm just scrubbing one more time here. More coffee grinds are coming out that tunnel again. More. So now I'm using a pick and I'm getting even more coffee grinds out of it. I'm starting to think that the coffee grinder is actually made of coffee grinds. At this point, I take a length of paper towel and I pull it through that tunnel, and I'm pulling it back and forth over and over again and slide it through to make sure I finally had gotten all the coffee grinds through this small tunnel. And it is finally clean. Unbelievable how bad that was, but the grinder is now clean and ready for reassembly. So I'll give it one more touch up with the vacuum cleaner, make sure I got everything. There's also a ramp up front here that I had cleaned up just below where that tunnel ends. Make sure that's clean as well. This first piece has detents that match up. I spin it a little and feel it drop into place, and that is ready. We open up package 26. This is our springs and bearings, and we will insert the springs into the 3 holes very carefully as to not drop anything into the machine. The tops of the springs are cut flat, and the bearings are supposed to sit right on top of the springs. They just balance on there. Incidentally, the machine's going to have to be on a level surface in order to accomplish this task. The grinder has detents for the bearings, and as it goes over that shaft, you sort of have to gently move it a little bit back and forth, sort of just tap it, and you find it falls into place. If you go too hard, the bearings just fall out, and you have to start all over again. At this point, we prepare our piece labeled as 24, and we'll clean it up. The bottom of the piece is keyed. We see that over here. It's supposed to mesh with this keyway over here. The piece is placed over, keeping that key position in line. Then the screw is placed in. And you got to hold everything tight to tighten it down really tight. Like if you slip, all the bearings are going to shoot out, just like this one did. And now you're going to have to loosen everything up because you're going to see the bearings are now laying everywhere, and you start all over. So this time I'm going to hold everything tight. When I tighten it down to make sure that that doesn't slip, and I mean really tight, that piece cannot turn while you tighten this down. And there we go. There's a calibration mark right here. We look on this other piece, we see the other calibration mark, and that's how we're going to put it into the machine. The 3 slots right there drop into place. Everything's lined up. Lined up, lined up, lined up. Make sure it's seated, and now we could turn this a little bit, and that white outer ring locks it into place. We're going to bring it back a little bit though, halfway. Still locked into place, but right there is good. Take out piece 23 and clean it up. We'll press it right back over the plastic piece in the middle. Just like that. This is followed by piece number 22. Cleaned up, the ring will be pressed back in. It just sort of seats over the lip on that top plastic piece. Finally, looking from the other direction, we could see the 3rd calibration mark, and we line it up with those first 2, and that gets the machine to exactly 50% for later. So now the grinder is completely cleaned, rebuilt, and everything's calibrated. Furthermore, all areas up top are also cleaned. Cleaning extended all the way to this ramp on the grinder. With the grinder finished, the inside of the rest of the machine is going to need to be cleaned out now. This will start by vacuuming with the brush attachment, trying to remove any of the loose debris and coffee grinds and what have you. I find this to be mostly futile as the humidity in the machine has glued most of this on. I'm just going to have to use my cleaner, spray everything and let it soak for a while. And then wipe everything down till the towel gets nasty. And then switch to another towel till that one gets nasty. And just repeat that process till the machine is cleaned. Get into these crevices, especially in the lower area, a lot of hard water gets in there. Doing the front cover too, believe it or not, a lot of accumulation on the lower front cover area. I guess it splashes up in these areas. You get a lot of hard water deposits building up in that area. In time, however, with some work, end up with a perfectly clean machine. And this allows us to install the brew group back into the machine. So let's do that now. This is that O-ring I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I'd recovered it. So I'd put it back on the hose. We're just going to put some lubricant on it, just a very small amount of lube, and then we'll put it back on the hose when we're done. Leave it right there. I want to call out this part 18. It's going to move back onto the brew group. Part 22, this is a pin that we're going to need. I want to call out part 21, which is going to be one of the screws for the brew group. Have that at the ready. That 90 fitting I've pointed towards the back of the brew group makes this part a lot easier because now there's room to stick that hose right into the back of the brew group as shown. And given the room, though not for the camera, I could then put that clip right in and then you turn the brew group 90 degrees. It's designed to do that with that swivel and then it locks into place as shown. And now the hose is connected. The brew group can now butt up against the wall of the machine, and we hold it in place, and we had that one screw at the ready that we're going to screw right in, right over here, just to hold everything together. Now we grab 20, which is the second screw, and we screw it in right here. And 19, the third screw, we screwed in right here. I'm not tightening down any of these screws yet. Once the third one is in, I could start tightening them down progressively, going around to all three of them. I'm pulling 18 back off this valve, give it a couple of twists, pulling in an upward motion to release it. Inside of there is an O-ring. So I'm going to remove that O-ring with a hook gently. There it is. And that O-ring is going to be placed on top of the brew group. There's a fitting right there. I'll now snap 18 back onto its fitting on the brew group. Should be a positive click. There it is. Guide the hose out of the way. And that's it. That was the rebuild of a very dirty grinder. The complete cleaning of the inside of the machine with the subsequent reinstallation of the brew group. I hope you found this video enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Click that like button down below. Helps me out a lot when you do. And click that subscribe button for more videos like this when they come out. When the next video comes out, a link will be posted in the top right. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?